You know, sometimes I amaze even myself.
That doesn't sound too hard. I love you.
I know. Hey, greetings from Fairfield. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new to join us, I'm Rich.
And I'm Kendra.
And we're attempting to restore this cool old Victorian house. And by restore, I mean not renovate. So taking a little bit of a different approach here. Taking things back a little more 1896 when the house was built, or at least early 19th century. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not gonna have blocks of ice delivered to keep our food cold. But if I could have milk delivered in glass bottles again, that'd be splendid. But basically, we're kind of removing and stripping things back that were added over the years to bring it back a little more to a simpler time. You know, so for one example, this blind here, I mean, as cool as it is to have like the house of the future, we only use this like once a year. And I mean, it's fun and it's neat. We basically drop it when we're decorating for Christmas, basically to keep looky-loos from coming in and seeing what we're doing for the holidays, with putting up the Christmas tree and everything. And so, you know, it's not really that period appropriate. And originally we had, what do you call those? Roller shades and lace curtains. And so we'll be incorporating that back into the thing. But today's the day, because we got, what did we get? Should have been your line.
Wallpaper.
We got our wallpaper. Ta-da! So, that is what we're doing today. So, without further ado, let's roll. All right, well, time to get started. And so now, this really isn't much of a tutorial channel. Like, I'm not here to show you how to wallpaper. There's plenty of people on the internet for that. And so, though I never really wallpapered before until we moved in, I did what everybody else does. I watch YouTube videos. And so my advice was find somebody, preferably older than you are, and somebody that looks like they've been doing it a long time, maybe longer than I've been alive. I found this guy from the UK who had a British accent, so he naturally sounded smarter than me. And so I figured, that guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Hey, welcome back. Ta-da! It turned out pretty good. Did get these cool push buttons added back. So this controls the outside porch light. This one controls the outlet. And was shocked to find out that they are on separate breakers. Ask me how I know that.
I'll try the green. Let's try the red one again. Not again! Let's try them together.
Got all the wallpaper done. So, shout out. Had a couple of people ask where the wallpaper came from. Came from MayflowerWallpaper.com. I'll drop a link down in the description down below, so you can check out their stuff. They got great products and fantastic service. So, highly recommend Mayflower Wallpaper for all your wallpapering needs. Pretty easy. Didn't have too many problems, but the one thing I would have probably done, which I didn't do before I started, I didn't measure this. And so we started the plumb line over here where it originally was, since it was here originally, and it allowed me to match up the pattern from room to room so it'd stay consistent. But as I started getting over here, I realized I came over and measured this wallpaper width is 27 inches. Now the older stuff was 22. This being 27, the distance here from corner to casing was 54. And well, if I know my math right, 27 to 27 is 54. And if I would have kept going, I would have ended up with like 2 different seams here. And so just to make things easier, I stopped, came over here and re-centered it. So I'd only have 1 seam and only 2 pieces. So it made it a little cleaner to do that. And funny, ironically, started here, coming around, all the way around, got all the way to here, and did not have to do any fake out at the top. All the math worked out perfectly from corner to corner. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, that was just way lucky. But the funny, weird thing, where are you going? Come here. The funny, odd thing, of course, you know, being an old house, nothing's straight or square or plumb or nothing. My distance here was like 21 inches. And at the top, it was almost out to 22. So somewhere, either in the door or the framing for this fretwork flares out a whole inch by the time I get up there. But luckily, this was factory edge here that I ran, and it's still spliced in perfectly without any gaps at all in any of the seams, stitching that all together. So wow. All right, super pleased. Really glad we went with the gold over the dark. And the more we thought about it, a little dark for this sort of corner, and I think it blends really nice. So next, gotta get the wood trim back up. I ended up taking that down because I got a little sample here. This is kind of neat. The pieces were numbered. These were up there pretty tight, so I don't think they've ever been removed, unlike some of the other rooms that we've worked with. They were actually numbered, like which wall and which part number went up. So I made a key map so I could put them all back the same way. And they're a dark tiger oak, which is kind of weird because, you know, versus all the golden oak in here. But the reason I took them down, I wanted to clean them. There's paint all over these things because the ceiling, which maybe we'll talk about in a future episode, is original, and that is a canvas-like material that is stuck up to the plaster. And it's been painted like 3 or 4 times. I don't know if it was originally painted or if it was just left natural. I don't know. But these wood trims at the top, they double as a picture hanger. So when they're up there, you can hang your pictures on a hook and hang your pictures down. And so they act as a picture rail. And on the back side, they sort of just hook on the back. But with all that paint stuck to the ceiling, you couldn't get your hooks in there. And so didn't want to tear up that canvas any more than it already is. It cleaned up really nice. And original, because that flock wallpaper that I mentioned earlier, it was actually on top. So that canvas folds down onto the wall, and then they wallpapered on top of that fold. and then put the trim up to sort of tack everything up there. And all that paint up there is making it crack, and that's paint cracking, not the plaster. Some of the other areas, but we'll address that at a later time. I don't feel that lucky today. So we'll get these cleaned up and put that up next. But and so, yeah, I think that'll about do it for this week's episode. Got the wallpaper done, so I'm gonna call that a success.
Look what came in the mail today.
What did we get?
Wallpaper for the second floor.
Looks like we got a new project.